Let's get right into it. Number 5. Sweating like a strategy. Imagine voluntarily sitting in a wooden box where the air feels like it's judging you. No phone, no distractions, just heat pressing against your skin like it's trying to negotiate your survival. This is the sauna experience. And somehow people walked out of this and said, yes, this should be a lifestyle. The idea that saunas might help you live longer starts with sweating, something your body normally does only when it's panicking. Sweat isn't just water dramatically leaving your pores. It's part of your internal cooling system going into emergency mode. When you heat up, your heart rate increases, blood rushes to the skin, and your entire cardiovascular system wakes up like it just heard its name shouted. This matters because cardiovascular health is one of the biggest predictors of lifespan. Regular sauna use creates a mild, controlled strain on your heart and blood vessels. It's like making your circulatory system jog in place without actually going anywhere. Over time, this repeated stress and recovery cycle can improve circulation, reduce resting blood pressure, and make your heart more efficient at doing its job. There are large population studies, mostly from places where saunas are basically a religion, that show people who use saunas multiple times a week tend to have lower rates of heart disease and overall mortality. Not never die levels, just statistically less likely to drop dead early. Important detail. This only works if you're otherwise relatively healthy. Saunas don't cancel out smoking, zero sleep, or a diet built entirely on regret. They add benefits on top of good habits, not instead of them. Think of it like polishing a car. You still need an engine, so sweating in a box won't magically extend your life, but it does give your heart a reason to stay adaptable. And in biology, adaptability is basically code for still alive. Number 4. Heat shock. But make it helpful. Your cells are incredibly dramatic. Slight inconvenience? They panic. Slight heat? They call in reinforcements. One of those reinforcements is something called heat shock proteins, which sound terrifying but are actually tiny molecular repair workers. When you sit in a sauna, your cells start producing more of these proteins. Their job is to protect other proteins from damage, help repair misfolded ones, and generally keep things running smoothly. Aging, at the cellular level, is mostly about things breaking and not getting fixed properly. Heat shock proteins slow that process down. Think of them like IT support for your body. They don't prevent problems, but they stop small glitches from turning into total system crashes. More heat exposure, within reason, means more of these repair helpers floating around doing maintenance work. This is where the longevity argument gets interesting. Increased heat shock protein activity has been linked to improved cellular resilience, reduced inflammation, and better stress tolerance overall. These effects show up in everything from muscle recovery to brain health. It's not one big miracle, it's lots of tiny repairs adding up over time. The key word here is controlled. Short, repeated sauna sessions create beneficial stress. Staying in too long just turns it into dehydration with ambitions. Your body wants challenge, not chaos. So yes, sitting in a sauna makes your cells freak out a little, but in response, they become better at their jobs. Basically, you're mildly inconveniencing your body into being more competent. Number 3. The anti-inflammation plot twist. If aging had a theme song, it would be inflammation quietly humming in the background. Not the loud, obvious kind where something hurts and swells immediately, but the slow, low-grade kind that sticks around for decades, wearing down your joints, organs, and patience. Regular sauna use has been linked to reduced chronic inflammation, which is a big deal if you're trying to stay functional past the age where your body starts making weird noises when you stand up. Heat increases blood flow, which helps move nutrients in and metabolic waste out. That alone helps tissues recover instead of staying irritated forever. There's also an immune system effect. Heat exposure appears to shift immune responses away from constant everything is a threat mode and toward okay, we can calm down now. Certain inflammatory markers drop after consistent sauna use, suggesting your body learns not to overreact to every minor inconvenience. This matters because chronic inflammation is associated with heart disease, diabetes, neurodegeneration, and basically every condition that becomes more common the longer you remain alive. Reducing it doesn't guarantee longevity, but not reducing it is a very effective way to speedrun aging. Saunas don't eliminate inflammation, they just help your body resolve it more efficiently, like finally closing browser tabs instead of letting them eat all your RAM. Of course, if you sit in a sauna once and expect your knees to forgive you for years of abuse, you'll be disappointed. This is about consistency, not redemption arcs. Over time, the cumulative effect of slightly lower inflammation can add up to better mobility, better cardiovascular health, and less wear on critical systems. Basically, the sauna isn't fighting aging directly, it's just telling inflammation to stop being so clingy. Number 2. Your brain likes heat. Apparently, you wouldn't expect extreme warmth to be good for your brain. Your instinct says heat equals danger, confusion, and poor decisions, like texting your ex. But short-term heat exposure followed by cooling down appears to have surprisingly positive effects on mental health. Saunas activate the parasympathetic nervous system during recovery, which is the part responsible for rest, digestion, and not feeling like the world is ending. After the heat stress ends, your body shifts into deep relaxation mode. Heart rate slows, muscles loosen, and your brain releases feel-good chemicals like endorphins. This is one reason sauna use has been associated with lower rates of depression and anxiety. It's not curing mental illness, but it is giving your nervous system a reliable off switch. In a world where your brain is constantly being poked by notifications, deadlines, and existential dread, that matters. There's also a cognitive angle. Better blood flow means more oxygen and nutrients reaching the brain, combined with reduced inflammation and improved stress regulation. This creates a neurological environment that ages more gracefully. You're not getting smarter, but your brain is staying functional longer. And since mental health and cognitive decline are deeply tied to longevity, anything that helps keep your brain calm and well-fed indirectly supports a longer life. Stress ages you faster than birthdays do. So yes, sweating in silence might be one of the few socially acceptable ways to tell your brain to shut up, and that alone is doing a lot of heavy lifting. Number 1. Longevity is a lifestyle, not a box. Here's the part everyone wants to skip to. No, saunas are not a cheat code for immortality. You don't unlock extra years by sitting in heat like a baked potato while ignoring the rest of your life choices. The people who live longer with saunas aren't surviving because of the sauna. They're surviving because the sauna fits into a larger pattern of behaviors that keep the body adaptable. Frequent sauna users tend to sleep better, manage stress more effectively, move their bodies more, and generally treat health like something they interact with instead of something they Google once a year. The sauna becomes a ritual, time away from stimulation, a forced pause where your nervous system gets to reboot without being asked to multitask. This is the real longevity benefit. Saunas encourage consistency. They reward routine. They make you sit still, breathe, and tolerate mild discomfort without distraction. That combination alone trains patience, stress resilience, and body awareness. 3 things modern life is actively trying to delete. Physiologically, you're stacking small advantages: improved cardiovascular function, better blood vessel flexibility, reduced chronic inflammation, increased cellular repair, and a nervous system that remembers how to calm down. None of these are dramatic on their own. Together, over years, they matter. Longevity isn't about one miracle habit. It's about reducing tiny bits of damage while improving recovery over time. Saunas help with that, not by adding years directly, but by slowing the things that quietly take them away. Think of it like compound interest, but sweatier. Each session is a small deposit into your body's ability to handle stress, repair itself, and not freak out over every challenge. You don't feel immortal afterward. You just feel functional and strangely calm, and maybe slightly dehydrated. So can saunas make you live longer? Not on their own, but they can help you live better while you're here. And that's usually how longer lives happen in the first place. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future.